so we're doing all this. My daughter comes over to me. She goes, "Hey," she just comes over. Me and him are talking, and she goes, "How much Mexican am I?" I was like,
not a lot,
I was like,
baby.
how much? I was like, how much of those? What are those little hot chips?
Oh, I know.
Takis.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
I don't know, how much of those Takis did you eat?
Yeah, there you go, baby.
But I was
that's
like
what it
about
is.
a quarter and an eighth or something.
Yeah.
I don't
Sure.
know. And then she just took off. She's like, quarter eighth, and like yelled at her friends.
That's funny.
And then,
No.
but he goes, "What was that about?" I was like, "Oh, I was like, I'm half Mexican, you know." And
Yeah.
I never knew my dad though. He's like, "Oh, you must be Mexican." I didn't know my dad either. I was like, "Damn it, Teal, you got me again." And so it was just it was a blast. It was
That's
so much
fun.
fun, dude.
Okay, so anyways, you want to count us in?
Oh, I
Alright.
counted.
In 5, 4, 3. Hey guys, how's it going? Nick Campbell here with my good buddy,
David Steele.
and we are
Rhythm and Wit.
All right, we've been practicing. Okay.
That's so good, you guys.
We're here with our friends, Lauren and Jeremy, Martin. Right, got it. Am I pronouncing it Martin?
Yeah,
Uh,
Martin. Martin.
Okay, yeah.
The Martin Duprass.
Martin
Yeah, the
Duprass.
Martin Duprass.
Welcome.
It's
Thank
official. We
you.
finally made it
Thanks.
here.
We're so
Yeah.
excited. Thanks for
Yeah.
having us.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, for sure.
Finally, yeah. I've wanted you guys to come on since we started this. We had ideas because we had an idea, and we still will do this probably one day. We want to do like a gaming podcast where it's like we all play like Mario Party, but we're like mic'd up and do a conversation, but play a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
That'd be
I don't know.
fun.
It's like that was one of our ideas, or Mario Kart or something
Sure.
like that.
Yeah.
I get really competitive with
Yeah.
games.
Are
I think
you?
it'd be super
I
fun.
do,
Yeah.
and I'm a little kid about it. Like I am.
What are you? What are your games? What are your go-to?
Oh, it's been a long time. We did do Mario Kart
Yeah.
when I had a GameCube.
Mhm.
But we're so bad about actually sitting down and playing games. But
Mm.
we're in the middle of Red Dead Redemption 2 right now,
Yeah,
which is
love it.
fun. We've also started Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Like we
Well,
have
we'll
a
finish
360.
those
It's
at
Those
some
are massive.
yeah,
games.
when we're
yeah,
in our
it's just
70s or
yeah,
something,
it's just
probably.
something when we have like 2 hours to ourselves. Do you want to play video
Yeah,
games?
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
How often does that happen?
God,
Yeah.
never.
Yeah. Once a month.
Never. Yeah, maybe once a month if we're lucky.
You guys are always doing stuff.
Always.
How do you keep up with it all?
I don't know.
Well, how about we start with yesterday?
Yeah.
How was the show?
It was so fun. We had
Yeah.
such a good time. Of course, we always try to have fun. But it went pretty well. Of course, with a live sketch show, you never really know
Yeah.
until you get there. It's a lot of panic, and then you just make
Yeah,
it
and then a
happen.
blur.
And
So
then,
what
and then
exactly
a
was
blur.
it? What kind of show was it?
So we did we call it schmancy pants when we do a sketch show because it's theater. It's so schmancy.
It's classier than shit.
It's classier than shit.
Yeah.
And this one was the Schmancy Pants Murder Mystery Theater.
Oh, sick.
So
Okay.
it was a murder mystery, or kind of loosely tied together by these sketches that we wrote. So, whoa, don't yank him.
All right, I won't leave.
God, getting yoinked over there. But it was just us and 4 other people, and we wrote this framing sketch, and then they wrote some alibi sketches, and we had some little ads from
Yeah.
our sponsors, and
Oh wow.
it was
Fake
like
ones.
fake
We
ads.
don't
They
have
were like we
sponsors.
wrote
No one's-
little ads.
no one's
Nobody's
giving us
sponsoring.
money.
No,
Oh,
nobody's giving us-
I haven't found
No.
anybody either. So
Yeah.
as soon as I find them, I'll send them your way.
Thank
Okay,
you.
great.
I was at the show, and
Yeah,
it
David
was
was there.
it was. I thought I didn't really know what to expect. I thought it was gonna be more improv.
Oh.
I didn't know. It's
Sure.
just like But it was I thought it reminded me of like just a sketch show, but it was
Mhm.
like a SNL vibe because of the commercials, commercial breaks,
Yeah.
ads, and things.
Yeah.
It was very fun. I
Oh,
loved
thank
it.
you. I'm
Great.
glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. It was very fun.
It's very
I'll
fun.
take that.
How long,
yeah.
how long have you guys been doing that show?
We did one in February.
Yeah,
and
this
then
is
this
on
is our
the
second
second
one.
one. Second one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this at Mycelium?
We did it
This
at
was at
Mycelium.
Mycelium,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a good little place.
So it was like
Yeah.
a date night
Yeah.
presents Schmancy Pants. So yeah, it was just
Yeah.
we
Just to
have
make
to make
it as extra and
complicated
complicated
as
as
possible.
possible. That's our
Yeah.
MO for
Date
sure.
night with the Martin Duprass presents Schmancy
But
Pants
it was
Murder
a-
Mystery
It was
Theater.
a perfect setup because they have this little side room where they call
Mhm.
it the mushroom because it's supposed to be like
It's like a
mushroom.
little black light room.
But it's like they
place.
do different things in there. But it was a perfect little dressing room for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone could come out. They did costume changes. It was
Yeah.
incredible.
We did.
It was
We
really
had
good.
props and costumes. Of course, we have props.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
my God. And yeah, it was super fun, and just I think everybody. Well, not everybody. Caleb didn't have a solo, like a monologue
Oh, okay.
situation. I
Right.
guess,
Well, yeah, but there was a lot of kind of monologue things.
Mhm.
And
yeah. So it was cool. Like,
wow.
so it was like
Combined
we had the
stuff,
like the group sketches, and then people get to kind of like feature their own little thing that they wrote. Or,
yeah.
So who all was in this again?
So it was us, of course.
Yeah.
Alyssa Skaggs
Right.
helped us out. Olivia Lycan was
Mhm.
there, so she came and in full drag and
Nice.
looked amazing and
Yeah.
did these fun characters that we all came up with, and then she wrote this orphanage sketch that was just absolutely
That was
hysterical.
Oh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's so cool to like get with these people and see what they write. We also had Rachel Waters, and Yoko Hill, who we borrowed from. Both of them we borrowed from Red Dirt Poetry.
Mhm.
Oh.
So we got to work with Yoko on Dogma.
Yeah,
She
that's
was
what I
our
was gonna say.
Bethany
Yeah.
on Dogma, and then I was like, okay, of course we want to work with Yoko again.
Mm-hmm.
And Rach had expressed some interest in doing some sketch stuff, so we were like, hey, let's go, let's make it happen. So
Yeah.
just kind of pulling whoever might be available to dedicate a month
Yeah.
of their life
Yeah.
That's
to writing and
We're-
learning and making props and rehearsing and doing
Yeah.
this for
There
one
were-
night.
Yeah.
And then,
It was
do you want to do it?
5
Okay, great, let's do it.
There was probably 5 meetings. There were readings over Zoom. There was a writers meeting to plan everything out. There
Oh,
were 2
wow.
rehearsals.
Two
and then-
rehearsals in there.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
for
good.
an hour
Yeah.
thing. And
Where do you rehearse at?
We did one at Mycelium,
Okay.
and then we did one at our house.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Man, you guys lean towards the skits, and what got you into that more than stand up?
I mean, I love acting, and that was kind of my ultimate goal always
Oh,
was
okay.
was the acting stuff. So he indulges me and writes stuff for me to
Yeah,
act
you're
in.
a writer,
Yeah.
so it works out.
So it works
Yeah.
out really well. And
Stand
he'll
up.
do crazy shit. So like
Yeah.
it just makes the sketches more fun. And
Regular
stand-up-
stand up doesn't really
Yeah.
work for us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it's not as fun for 2 people to do regular stand up, at least for us.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Well,
not
you ever? I would like to see you guys just do one set separately.
we
Oh,
used to
yeah.
do stand up
Did you?
separately.
Yeah.
We started separately.
Mhm.
Did you guys get jealous of each other? Is that what happened?
He
little
got
bit.
jealous of me.
I got
knew it.
jealous
I
of
knew
you,
it.
not the other way around. I started first.
Whatever, you did start first. But then I saw how fun it was,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then I did it. And our ultimate goal was always to perform together. I feel like,
Yeah.
but we didn't know how to perform at all,
Right.
and so we had to
Yeah.
learn how to perform separately.
Mhm. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So I think the first almost 2 years that we performed separately, and then before we were probably ready to, we started performing together. But I don't know. I think it's been fun.
Yeah.
In the last 13 years
Yeah,
of performing
we've
this way, I
obviously-
think it's been
That's,
really
The
fun.
thing we've dedicated
And there's
over
an
a
opening.
decade of our lives. Yeah.
Yeah.
To I hope we're enjoying it. I'm not sure what else. We're certainly not making money off of it.
No.
For sure.
You heard it here
Nope.
first, guys.
No, but I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't see myself wanting to perform alone.
Mhm.
Like, it's not as exciting to me because I have to be so present and know what he is saying.
Yeah.
And so it makes it like, I feel like I have to be more on my toes to like, cause I mean, obviously we know where we're going to go. We know where, like the end point. But we don't ever really know exactly how we're going to get there.
Oh yeah.
So we have to listen to
Mhm.
each other a lot.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know, I find that really
That's-
fun. And
yeah,
he
that's the
surprises
fun
me a lot
part.
on stage. You'll
Yeah.
you'll see a genuine laugh out of me sometimes because
Yeah.
he'll get me, which is really fun for me.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I didn't like the lady comic label because I'm just
Mm.
a comic.
Yeah.
Anyways, I feel like I've
I
just
mean,
been doing all. the
oh,
talking.
that's fine. That's part of the charm of us is that I don't talk very much.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I think just from
David, yeah.
just from working with you guys and just in all the different things that we've done, but it's like Lauren definitely does take charge, I think, in most things, and you're the director obviously in the films and stuff, so I mean it makes sense. It's like you guys fill in those gaps where you want to be the kind of the one that's talking, and then you're writing and doing things in the background and doing cameras and stuff. So
Yeah.
you guys are a great team for sure.
Oh, thank you.
I like your balance on stage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got a good back and forth. Like you don't really step on each other too much.
Yeah, we try not to.
Do you plan it out for you to be a little bit more zany? Because you come off a little bit straighter whenever you guys.
It's I think that's just been the evolution of the stage persona. Like we've gone through a lot of different dynamics on stage between like him being straight man, me being completely zany, or him being the zany one and me being the straight person, and we're like even like trying to dig at each other. Like people hate that. People hate it when we pick on each other.
If it gets even kind of real seeming, it turns into mom and dad are fighting at the dinner table. Fast.
So and we can just naturally fall into like really getting in there.
At all times.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
So I think just from trial and error of performing together for 13 years, of figuring out what does work, what people like, what we like to do, what naturally fits honestly our personalities.
Yeah.
And then I think that's how we decided on that, I guess.
Oh, so it just evolved as being on stage.
Yeah.
And
his comedy by himself was darker, and mine was always a little bit more sparkly. We never did props when we were separate. For that year and a half, we were separate. But
I did a prop bit one time.
Oh, you did. That's
was
right.
Like no one liked it, and I think the only reason we get away with it is because we're two people and no one knows what we're gonna do anyway.
And our props are fun and big and weird.
Yeah.
And I think, wasn't it just like the Unabomber thing?
Yeah, I did a bit where it was the Unabomber working blue, and it was reading from the Unabomber's manifesto and with like dirty jokes.
That old chestnut
in there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd say try it again. You got the conversion.
I mean, that's what people were always saying to the Unabomber too. But
it's been
try it again. Get back up there.
And no, I'm really interested in like how you guys learned to put all this together. You guys go to school for it, or?
I took one class in screenwriting in the semester I was in grad school. I was only in grad school for one semester, and I took one screenwriting class, and I majored in creative writing in college, but with the goal of writing novels, which I think I'm too stupid to actually do. So instead, I write dumb sketches to do with. I've written some short stories, but no one's really wanted to publish those. So
you do narrative stuff with film, and
that,
so you're still into that.
I don't know that I have the attention span or dedication to being by myself. Like that's the other thing. Like I like working with other people. I like collaborating with people. I like other people's ideas and voices in our stuff, and it's not like I don't want a whole whatever book of just me talking. Like, that seems like a lot. Even for me.
I didn't finish college. I tried several times, but no, just learning, just trying it, just.
You went to UCB for.
I did go to UCB for one improv level 1 class ever, but
So
we took one intro class to things. We're like, we got it.
Like,
we got it from here.
We got it. I got this.
It's like I mean that's kind of all you need to kind of get your foot in. And then once you kind of know something, you can start to build it and create your own style.
Well, I mean, there's no way for me to learn something without doing it. Like you can set a book in front of me and I'm not gonna read it. No, I'll try it. I'll do my shit myself, and when I mess up several times and I can't figure it out on my own, then I'll look at the book. But I am terrible. I am so stubborn about learning.
I think classes for creative stuff like comedy or art, any art classes. I mean, I think they're important,
Mhm.
but I think with the invention of the internet, it's pretty much
Yeah.
because it's all
Yeah.
about like exposing you to everything.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
if there was no internet, you just go to a
Right.
class and be like, here's all the things that are possible.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, but now it's like, oh, my kid looks up how to draw a Ninja Turtle
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
piece by piece on
Uh-huh.
YouTube,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, that's my kid.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's
Yeah.
a Ninja Turtle. Yeah. They can do it.
But I think that's how everybody's learning this stuff now.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, it's too expensive to go to school.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, and to the other side of that is like there's so many things that are available at our fingertips now. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, as terrible as it is, there's a Amazon is a great resource for cheap equipment. You know,
Mhm.
we found lots of really good filming and well, I guess that's really bad at filming and props and shit.
Lights and
Lights
things.
and things,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we make no money. We
Yeah.
spend a lot of little tiny amounts of money over
Mhm.
Yeah.
1,000 tiny cuts is how
Yeah.
we'll die.
That's
Sure.
I'm definitely in the same boat. I mean, I've
Yeah.
spent $10,000 on
Yeah,
equipment,
exactly.
and music
Yeah.
and
But
stuff.
you can do it over time, and you
Yeah.
can make your own
Mhm.
podcast studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
your
yeah,
own-
I honestly have stopped buying stuff for the past couple of years, even maybe
Mhm.
past year. I bought these mics maybe
Yeah.
this past summer, and that was like the last thing I bought, just because I have everything I need pretty much to do what I want.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's what we're.
but
But I
there's
mean-
always I still do have a list of things. Like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
of
get
course.
This
Sure.
eventually,
There's
but-
always a list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always gotta
Yeah.
have your wish list.
Yeah.
I've actually gone back and been reading books on how to light and how
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Mhm.
film, like how to operate a camera. Like
Yeah.
finally, after
Right.
years
After
of just
doing
stumbling
it
through it,
yeah.
and then so much of it I've realized is like, oh, how do you pull focus? Oh, you
Mhm.
have this little gadget you put on your camera that
Yeah.
costs like $180
Right.
for a cheap one, and you
Mhm.
use it to move the
Yeah.
whatever
The
the focus
focus
wheel,
ring.
the
Focus
ring.
ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Still, I
We
didn't
don't
pay that
know.
much attention to it. The
He-
thing
He
that
just
you
turned
He's
it
twist,
reading it though.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
reading it.
yeah. Does it
Exactly.
really? You
Exactly.
can set it on the different levels or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's just every answer is, oh, it costs money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
another
extra money.
$150. It's another.
But
Yeah.
you can get one for
$300.
$180.
Yeah.
Used to, you had to get all this stuff from some special
Mhm.
monopoly place that. I mean, like you were saying, you spent $10,000 on this setup, maybe
Yeah.
like
well, just everything I have.
Yeah.
in this
Everything over
house.
time. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but like I think Clerks cost like
Oh yeah.
$20,000 just to develop the film or
Oh,
buy the
okay,
film and
yeah,
develop
yeah.
it or
Film itself,
something.
I
Like
Just
think.
for
used to
one
be
section
so
of it.
expensive
Yeah.
just to enter the
Mhm.
mark like
At
the
all.
filming game at the lowest possible level.
Yeah,
of-
that's,
Yeah.
so it's
Thank
nice
God for
about
digital.
digital now. It's
Yeah.
like we can record. I can use 8 cameras if I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Barely use
No.
one to do with anything.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Barrier of entry is a little
Yeah, for
easier.
sure.
You know, if you got a little
Yeah.
bit of money.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
but then there's
mean,
a
honestly,
million billion things
'cause
because everyone
people-
can do it.
Everybody's
Yeah.
got a phone. I mean, you can make a movie with this.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
absolutely you
super
can.
doable and it looks great. I mean, we started before I bought these Canons. We just used our phones
Mhm.
to film the different angles, and I had one nice camera, and so that's what we did. And it's doable, but it's also cumbersome using
Yeah.
phones, and it's tricky because if you run out of space,
Oh,
and-
man.
Oh, yeah.
and then transferring files from it is
Yeah.
a nightmare. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
So the cameras, these are way easier, honestly, but they're like $300 a piece. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's easy.
yeah, they're.
It can be.
That's
so
why I
the-
just got the lights.
Yeah.
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 We got some of those lights.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah, we got some of those.
We
Yeah,
needed
best.
some of the ones that you got.
Yeah.
Oh, I did want to ask. So, what got you guys into props? Who
Mhm.
who did
Probably
that?
me.
Did you
It's
like
probably
making
my
stuff?
fault.
Yeah.
I do like making
She's
things.
really good at that, and
I'm
it's the
crafty.
thing we could do that
Was different.
no one else could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sets you apart.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. And if two people are agreeing on a weird thing, then it makes it
What
more
about-
acceptable to most
What
people.
about the
Yeah.
puppets and stuff? When did that start?
And the voices came
Yeah.
obviously before the
the
puppets.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the characters
Mhm.
developed before the puppets.
Yeah.
You probably have always done weird voices.
I
I'm
have.
guessing.
Since I was very small.
Mhm.
One of my earliest memories is doing a British voice with my mom. Like
Uh.
just like as a small child.
What's your
Totally
favorite?
makes
What's your
sense.
favorite character voice?
God, I don't know. Jeez.
I feel like Prairie Dog Pete is the one you go into the most.
When I'm not.
Yeah, like sometimes you'll be mad and you'll just do Prairie Dog Pete.
It's also the most different. I think whenever that, because I saw this last night. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of familiar faces. I've probably seen Prairie Dog Pete before, but I could just feel the audience whenever you did the voice, and like everyone was like shocked.
Oh, were they? Oh, yay!
You know? I don't know. It was just something I kind of picked up on that. Yeah, it is so much different than your regular voice.
Well, and Pete is so aggressive, but like he's just like so cool about being aggressive. And it's like so just like he'll just tell you how it is, and it's just like I can't do that, but apparently I do, obviously, because it's Pete coming out of my
if she
face.
gets annoyed, sometimes he'll just come out in the middle, like
go on out there, just make everybody angry, get in the way. That's fine. We just love this, and it's better than that. I can't think of something else right now, but Pete was the first.
Yes, we do also refer to her characters in the third person usually.
They're real people.
The first time, I mean, they are. One of the first times we did Pete when we were still living in LA, when he was still just paper. He was just a paper bag.
He used to have a watermark on his face because it was a print off of a Prairie Dog picture from the internet glued to a paper bag.
That's all he was. I printed him at work. One of the first, it was one of the first times we were doing it, and some guy heckled him, me, of course, and I was able to riff for one of the first times in character as him back, and it was like, okay, this is like part of me. Like that was where when Pete really solidified himself in my psyche, I think.
I want you to say the response to the heckler.
Hey, you don't mess with the rat. If you mess with the rat, you'll find out where it's at. And where it's at is your ass. Oh wait, what it is my foot. And where it's at is in your ass. So like that, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that Pete came along, and then Marcus. Where did Marcus come? Oh God, Marcus was born at an open mic that we were hosting in LA, but he was very different then. He was just a little tiny finger puppet.
Oh yeah.
That I got from work. I don't know.
For some reason,
it was one of those little monster things that has the little arms.
Because in LA, the open mics are like 3 hours long, and people.
We would have like.
Sometimes there would be like 70
people.
Yeah,
wow.
I think 70 was the longest or the most ever.
Yeah, Friday
at least
night,
like
8
45 people,
just going until
3 minutes at a time.
Yeah,
wow.
The energy would just
get
obviously
so hard.
Die over and over again.
It'd be like a roller coaster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
we had to do like anything to try to just keep the energy up. People were just crowded in this not tiny coffee shop. It was a good sized coffee shop.
Yeah.
But it had this little finger puppet, little blue little monster guy with the little arms that they're teeny tiny arms that come off of him. And I pull him up, and I go, "Look, everybody, it's Marcus!"
And then everyone would just be like
dead silent.
Yeah.
And then she would just go, "Fine." So was just the funniest shit to me because she would not actually do anything. It was just she expected everyone to get excited about her having a finger puppet like they were infants. And then immediately sell it out. Like, nope, you don't even get him.
You don't get him. Fine, you don't get him.
So then I thought it'd be fun to figure out a narrative where Marcus is like someone that everyone is supposed to go crazy for.
And
that's what I was
gonna say. That was 12 years ago. Before,
God,
and then Marcus finally was reborn as this little guy we found. And tie-dyed and glued a glove to.
Yeah, it's a stuffed animal from a thrift store with a glove glued on the back of him.
I don't make puppets. I mean, I guess technically they're puppets. Yeah. And I don't do ventriloquism either. I do reverse ventriloquism. Because
what is reverse ventriloquism?
The character talks through you.
Yes, but Marcus's mouth doesn't move.
That's true.
Ever.
Yeah. That's
true.
His
Marcus's
arms
mouth
just move.
never moves when he's talking. But mine does. Yeah. That's reverse ventriloquism.
That's so good. Oh my God. That's so good.
I love him for the I mean, obviously we can talk about. I like to talk about the film that you're making because I think it's so fun to have the characters. Those characters are characters in the movie too, and something about puppets I've always thought was fascinating from a little early age. Watching the Muppets and things like that. But it's like you can use those as characters on film, and make it. It's like I don't know. It's such a cheap kind of or easy way to do, like, you don't have to do CG or whatever, and you can have kind of characters that are animals or whatever. I think that's fascinating, and to see them as film puppets now, it's so cool. And going back to that kind of Jim Henson type, thing, I love it. So, and obviously your props and things go into it, and that you creating things on stage can transfer to a film also. So do you want to tell us a little bit about Awkward Gawker?
Sure. Well, Awkward Gawker, our next short film, stars me and Mia and me. I have a few characters. I think we did cut Daisy Fresh out because it was just too much. But we also have Jesse Kyle will be there. Jeremy's of course assisting a little bit.
I'm in the movie for a little bit.
We'll have Brad Chadporter and Will Davis and Heath Huffman as well. So it's about
Dan Wade.
Oh, and Dan Wade. Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, I almost forgot. Yeah, Dan Wade is a senator in our film. Who does a video with Marcus.
Yeah.
And then Prairie Dog Pete will be there as well. So it's about this lady who ends up going viral, and she doesn't want to, but she's surrounded by all of these characters and people that think it's the best thing in the world, and that how could you not want this, and this is what you need to do, and blah blah blah. But Marcus is of course very famous, very very.
He's
famous.
Already internet famous.
Pete, just canonically is an old school kind of guy. You guys can't laugh at me when I say that. I tried so hard to get through it, you guys. He's an old school celebrity. He's not a has-been. He's not a has-been. But he's
always trying.
He's always trying to get the kids and keep his audience going, and so he's trying to like horn in on her newfound viral sensationism.
Cool.
And then Beaver Dome, the Jesse Kyle's character is
Beaver what?
Beaver Dome 1776.
Oh, is this okay?
Yes. That's her. That's the character's name. They're an extremely online person who is very angry with the Awkward Gawker, who is me. So we interact as well. But it's gonna be fairly short. We obviously don't do anything too short, but I'm trying to keep it short into the short category. We're trying to enter it into Dead Center. Hopefully that'll happen. I think it'll be about a half an hour all in.
How'd you come up with the idea?
She's another character.
Oh, really?
Have you been on stage before?
She's never been on stage. Okay. Awkward Gawker has always been a film thing. Okay. She was born during the pandemic, when you couldn't do anything really.
You're trying to still be creative.
I mean, it doesn't stop. You guys know it doesn't. You can't turn it off. So we were walking around one day, and we were walking to somewhere through our neighborhood, and I thought I saw somebody in a driveway that looked like somebody that I had worked with. And our work was shut down at the time, so I was, you're just going stir crazy. And I'm like staring at this person. I'm staring at this person as I'm walking by them. And they finally turn around, and because you can tell when someone's staring at you. They finally turn around and look at me, and it's not them. And I went, oh. And so that voice really came from that one sound. And so it was from there. It was, oh, I'm sorry to stand at you for so long. I thought you was somebody I worked with. I'm sorry. And so that voice just turned into this awkward lady who just relates to so many people.
Speaks to my soul. I feel like, because I just feel like I am that person in a lot of.
It's probably everyone probably has that. Some ways.
I found out, that a lot few people do relate, because we did one sketch of it, and people were like, "Oh my God, yes, this is just so relatable, just feeling like you are the weirdest person in the world."
Yeah,
sometimes.
But everyone else is cool, and you're just like in the corner, like,
yeah, that's That's awesome. Because I remember I saw the commercial or the ad or trailer, I guess,
Yes.
that you guys, that was during the pandemic when you put the idea together.
Uh-huh.
Because it was interesting. I remember seeing that. I think you rolled it before Dogma. Or
Yeah,
whatever
it was the preview before Dogma.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. And like, but it became, the actual film itself is different than what I imagined, I guess, from that trailer, obviously. But it's same character and stuff. But I just didn't know exactly what the film was going to be about until I read the script. And I when I first read that script, I was just sitting in my room trying to finish it. I think before the first read that we had, and I was just cracking up at like I just imagining what it's. And I still do. It's like I can't wait to finish it because I just want to see it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's right, man.
It's gonna be very good.
It's gonna be so fun.
We're filming Brad and Will tonight, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
And then we have only one more scene left.
It's a
after
long
that, right?
scene,
Yeah.
but
it's the big one.
But it's that I'm really excited about that because that's gonna be more like everyone together.
That's when everyone comes
yeah,
together.
everyone gets to play
told
together
Nick too, and I want to. Hopefully, we can make this work because I want to. Me and Nick come on set that day and do some interviews on set with you guys and do some of that because I've been filming some behind the scenes stuff. So
we can throw all that
hopefully,
together.
we can do some kind of episode for this channel.
That would be great.
A little behind the scenes type thing and stuff like that.
Throw it on the DVD when we're done with
But no, I
it.
think
documentary.
That's super fun because I think it's going to be a really big thing. I mean, obviously, even Dogma got some attention as far as like I know Brett Fieldcamp wrote about it and stuff like that. So hopefully this one gets some attention. And
I hope so. I mean, with
people
everybody
like
that's
it.
working on it, I think we can make something cool.
I mean, we've got such great stuff already out of people.
Yeah, the talent.
Dan was so
Oh
funny.
God.
Jesse is so funny.
Jesse is hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I think she has just kind of changed my outlook on performance, honestly, because she is so
just
free
watching her,
and she is so fun to watch. I definitely felt very much like I was channeling a lot of Jesse Kyle in my Tales That Keep You Up at Night, that monologue I did last night. Very much felt like I was channeling a lot of her intensity.
Because I noticed that last night from you, but watching her, whenever I was doing the audio, I had to turn. I didn't know she was gonna be that loud. I gotta come down on the levels, which was great. I just wasn't expecting that. But yeah, she was amazing, and then I could feel like you said that. That definitely came through. Just that projection,
I could feel it when I was doing it. I was like, okay, we'll just keep it going.
Awesome.
She's one of those people, which there are pretty much everyone or really anyone we just named, that it's like, when we're like, I don't know that this is good, you know,
the
I'm
script,
like,
when you're looking at the words on the page.
Yeah. Wow, when we're like, we don't know if what we're doing is good, we get these people that are doing this with us, and we're like, okay, I guess it is, because they're geniuses.
They're killing it.
Like,
yeah.
Like Jesse, Brad, Shad, Will.
Oh my God!
Like
I was just thinking, Will. Like when you watch,
you
Will,
could not get better actors anywhere. I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
So
it's so fun.
I didn't know Will was an actor.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, just from watching him in Dogma, it was like he was, he only had like one scene, but I was like, he's got such good delivery.
He filmed that twice with us.
Yeah,
because it got so late the first day we were trying to film that it was too dark. We couldn't film.
Yeah,
and so he came back
and
the next week, and like he had studied lines and like he just really digs in, and he was just really incredible. And so of course we had to have him for this thing, for the awkward Gawker.
Well, that's the good thing about stand up, and that's how we cast stuff. It's like you can tell from
you watch people and
his
you're like,
stage presence that he is
the dynamics
he's got,
of his performance.
Yeah, he's got a lot of. There's just a lot behind his eyes, you know.
Beautiful,
not
beautiful
dead
eyes.
behind the eyes like a lot of comics.
Yeah, he's not just going through the motions or trying to he's genuinely making connections with people. He's genuinely delivering.
And that's, I guess that's the thing. Like there are some people that, and it's not that there's nobody that performs, but like there's like you can watch somebody perform, you know, and then there's somebody that like just does stand up. And I mean, I know a lot of that comes with experience, but yeah, that's when we see people like perform and it just like bam, it hits you in the face. You're like, okay, this person would be fun to play with.
Yeah, that's the great thing about making movies with comics is we do see.
Yeah.
So like it's really easy to kind of
scout
and cast.
Yeah.
Well, not even necessarily scout.
Well,
just like when we're casting something, it's like,
yeah,
oh,
you already
this
know.
vibe
yeah,
or
like
that
this
vibe
guy,
or-
like Jesse's gonna be great at yelling on the internet.
Yeah.
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 And then it turned out like she's done a lot of Twitch streaming
Yeah,
and stuff
so
like
it
that.
makes
Like
sense
it
anyways.
really,
Yeah.
really goes into her character. Like
Mhm.
it really fits with her in a way that we didn't even know just because
No,
of the
nice.
like energy she has,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That's one of the coolest things about doing these weird projects is we get to hang out with
Yeah.
people
Cool
that we think are
people.
so cool,
Yeah.
and then they like our stuff enough to do it. So we're like,
Mhm.
okay, I guess this
Yeah.
is there's something here. I guess
I
Yeah.
think
you know.
it's
We've been working
definitely,
with the same people pretty much, kind of in and
Yeah,
out,
similar.
and then
Sometimes, I mean,
yeah.
and we're trying to like kind of branch out more.
Yeah.
But I mean, you do end up working with a lot of the same people
Mhm.
when
Yeah.
you vibe well with them.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you kind
Yeah,
of learn each
like-
other's communication styles
Yeah.
and you
I
know.
mean, Brad Chad will be in everything that we ever do.
If we can help it, yeah.
I mean, Will, Jesse, all these
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Like, anytime we can think of something for them to do, we're
Yeah.
gonna put them in the stuff.
it's got a real Clerks vibe. I like you just keep
Yeah.
using the same.
I mean, that's
It's like
how
you know this quality
Yeah,
right
I
here.
mean,
Yeah.
Well, we know they'll actually
We know
show
they'll show
up.
up for-
Yeah.
We
for
know-
pizza and pot,
Right.
Yeah.
which is about all we can pay. But you know, we try to have fun as well. You know, we
Yeah.
try to
Yeah.
make it a good experience. We're not hard asses about anything. I don't think. Obviously, there's always tense moments. I think
Sure.
every filming day, there's a moment where Jeremy and I are like, "I'm gonna murder
Yeah.
you," silently. Just
Yeah.
To
like,
each other or to
yeah,
Will?
to each
No,
other.
Is it-
to each
No, to
other.
each other.
Yeah.
But
No,
it
everybody else is fine.
nobody else is doing anything wrong. Nobody else is doing anything wrong. It's
Yeah.
towards me.
There
You're
will
supposed
always
to-
be at least one exchange that
It's
the
like,
person
"Ah."
filming with us is, I don't know, David, or you're just like,
I've seen
ah.
it, I mean, it hasn't been as bad as I imagine it could be. But
So it is present.
slightly. No, there's been like a
It
couple of
gets
times. But
stressful.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
of course. It's
It
like,
gets stressful. I get
Mhm.
stressed out when I'm in
Yeah.
front of the camera,
Yeah.
which is
I
why
think
I
it's-
try to limit my parts a
Oh,
lot
okay, yeah,
because
when you're
acting
on
is
film. There you go.
hard for me in a way that I don't
Well, you
think
judge
it is
yourself
for-
so much.
Yeah.
It's hard for you to let go and just perform. So it's
Yeah.
like trying to catch that window on you where you're like just having fun with it is
Yeah.
harder because you do think about you are very much in your head about your performances,
Sure.
which I understand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, but I think yeah, it's been super fun. I love watching you guys. You guys are so on top of everything, like structurally. As far, I mean, like, because I think that's why nobody gets these things done ever. If they have these ideas, but it's
Yeah.
like it takes so much work to plan. There's so much planning that has to go
Mhm.
into it, and I feel like just watching you guys know like the scene sectioned out every, like one scene. It could be like 3 minutes. And
Mhm.
it's sectioned out by each cut and each
The shot, the
Yeah.
angles,
yeah
and
the
stuff.
angles that you
Um,
guys want. And I think that takes so much forethought to put into it, and the setup of it is
Yeah.
a lot of work. And then you guys are always on top of like even the scheduling and handling all that stuff. So I mean, I can see why films are so hard to make, and you guys do a great job of doing that part of it. I mean, is what we need. And I think going back to working with people, I think people see you guys, and like for me, it's like I would love to do this. I don't have the time to
Yeah.
plan something like that out.
Right.
Sure.
But you guys do that part of it. I just can jump in and like, okay, let me add on my stuff that I can do with audio, and then like Will and Brad and stuff, like they've got the acting or the, those chops to jump in and
Yeah.
fill in that gap. So
Yeah.
it's really nice to have people like you here that are willing to take on that part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That part does feel like it takes a very long time still.
Yeah.
I mean, the mental capacity, and Jeremy has to stay on top of that for me. He writes the script, and then I do go through and make the shot list.
Yeah.
But he has to kind of help me stay on that. He's very much our driving force on the creative stuff. It's not that I don't want to do it, it's that he's just more urgent about getting it done.
Kinda,
Um,
you guys like motivate each other.
We do.
Yeah,
We do.
for sure.
So that's good.
Hard to, like, for me, I struggle to stay motivated. It's like every day I feel like, it's like there's always stuff I need to get done, and it's like And then like, oh, I could just sit down and play video games.
That is a good
I
one.
still do.
It's so nice.
But it's still like you gotta fit that. I just have to keep pushing yourself. And that's really hard if you're just one person. Where you guys have each other at least. For that.
And another way to motivate yourself is to just overcommit.
Yeah.
Just have too many things that you've already said yes to, and just do it.
No breathing room.
The main motivation is to not disappoint the people that I.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. That's also a great way if anyone's trying to quit drinking or drugs or something.
Just be way too busy.
Yeah, just be too busy to be drunk all day.
Yeah, we just don't have the time.
Or just show up drunk. That's the other.
We tried that.
We did try. We tried that first.
Yeah, we tried that first.
Call
Did
that
not
the
work
20s.
as well. Did not
20s
work as well.
In the 30s. Anyway.
So a question I have, man, it's so cool to watch you guys make stuff. Like you guys have really creative reels,
Thank
and
you.
just I think you live a creative existence, which is fun. It's just fun to watch you as people.
Thank you.
But also just like you said, your dedication and just buttering your bread here. But I wonder, how do you organize all this? Like when you write, what are you thinking? Do you have like a through line? You just write scenes, you kind of put them together?
I guess with like our promos, a lot of those are just drawn on a sketch pad. And
at best.
At best. Sometimes they started out that way, and now we mostly just talk them out at this point, because we have the like just the system in place process, to kind of get to, and those have been really great just for getting the process down over and over again.
And that's
making a minute-long thing and trying to make it look like MTV Spring Break from the 90s, or like an old wrestling promo from the 80s.
That was my favorite one.
But sometimes he will sit and write us a script for the promos, especially if it's something that I may not be as familiar with, or like with the wrestling promos, like when there's the two of us, we have like the stratosphere thing, like that was scripted out, and but sometimes like he says, it's just a thought.
Awkward Gawker script I worked on for
a long time,
probably 2 years. Like while we were making Dogma, I had it like going and couldn't really even show it.
He's not allowed to show
me
a project while I'm working on another project.
You gotta stay focused on this.
I have to finish the one before I can start on the next one, please.
You catch her like trying to sneak in and get into the lounge. It's like, no, get away.
I mean, there was a point where it was like, hey, don't be mad, but I got a new script I want you to look at.
Okay, I'll look at it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when we first started doing things together, it was just like project, like this idea, and we would have like several ideas going at the same time. And then some of them didn't work out, or some of them weren't as good as I wanted them to be, or I just had a meltdown about all of the things we were doing. So we've worked through that as well to like be like, we're gonna do mostly this project. We can pepper in the little things, but that's
we can pepper in a sketch show that it takes a month to prepare for.
Just a little drizzle.
Just a little taste. I was thinking like the promos.
Well, sure, and the promos,
because on top of doing that show, we also made promos for it. But
like the most recent promo we did was like supposed to be like 7, where it's like what's in the box.
Oh, that was a good one.
But that was just Lauren was like, hey, let's drive to the side of the road somewhere with this box, and because we were just gonna have, my thought was just to have a box and maybe have a green screen and stuff behind it, and Lauren's like, no, let's
go.
We
have
this is on location.
Easy
like at no point.
So easy.
Where'd you guys go?
We went up past 192nd and Penn. Like,
whoa, way up there.
Yeah.
You going to Pops? You gonna grab some sodas?
No, we were just we had thought about maybe driving out towards Shawnee, but we had other shit to do during the day. So of course we did. So we just drove way up May, and then like
on one of the days, which is part of our life, is like going to 7 thrift stores.
We did go to 7
to
thrift
look
stores
for some
that day.
Specific dumb shit.
We were looking for a purple bow tie for yesterday's show.
Did you find it?
No, we had to order it.
Yeah.
We which we should have just done in the first place.
Sure.
That's what I hate about thrift stores. It's like you never go to the thrift store with something in mind.
Yeah.
I know this. I know
Yeah.
this in my heart, and we just do it
I
anyway.
I mean, it
Yeah,
works. It's just you have to have a very generic idea
Very
of what you
generic vision.
want.
Yeah.
But when you find it,
Oh my God!
Yeah,
When you find
it's
it,
it's a
great.
treasure.
it's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, I love
It's the
that.
best thing in the world.
But yeah, so we went to like 7 thrift stores and drove all the way up to the super far one, and we're like, but at some point
Yeah.
there'll be
Somewhere
an
up
area
here
that
we
looks
will-
like 7,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
there was.
Good, we found
yeah,
it.
it's
But-
Oklahoma.
Yeah, that was
Exactly.
that was entirely just in the moment,
Yeah.
and like the
Yeah, I
joke of me like having to try to get the box
Oh my
open is just
God.
what happened in real life.
It
And
just
it's
took
like,
us
oh, we're gonna
that
have to
long for
retake
real.
this.
I was
and
like,
then
nope,
it's
no, we're not.
No,
That's
it's funnier to
perfect.
do it
I
this
love
way.
it. It's too good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's true comedy. Running with
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
Exactly.
yes-anded the shit out of that.
Hell
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
But that's kind of how we do those now. They're very run and gun most of the time
Oh,
because
yeah.
we have worked together enough on them to
Mhm.
just have like a language and a process
Mhm.
that we can adapt to whatever we're doing.
Mhm.
But yeah, sometimes I spend years writing something,
Mhm.
well,
Yeah.
secretly.
Yeah.
Lauren
Which
doesn't
I think
know.
that's something you mentioned that about the script, because I mean it felt like it takes that long. I think you have to work
Yeah.
on something for years to have.
Mhm.
I think this script is as good as it is as a
thank
script even.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
A big part of that is also that we got notes this time.
Yeah.
Oh
so-
yeah, we hadn't gotten notes on a script
Mhm.
before, and
Where'd
we
you
s-
do that at?
Oh, we just sent it
Just
to
from
some
different
people we
people.
trusted.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
just
that all
the-
that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, in
Yeah.
this case, yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
been wanting
for-
to give you guys notes for years.
Yeah.
No, we just
well, they said
like
trust
like
it.
the people- yeah. The
like one of
people-
our oldest
I'll
friends.
get it. I'll get that trust.
A couple of people that we worked with before on stuff,
Yeah.
and then
One of-
a lot
Like
of
one of our friends that's been our friend for like 20 years, like since
Yeah.
we've known each other. The guy who performed our wedding ceremony, we sent it to,
Yeah.
and like
yeah, and then the people that were in it gave us
Yeah.
some great notes.
Yeah.
Some of
I
the
remember you
comics
telling
around
me,
here and writers that I
Brad
know and
Chad
stuff
had
gave us some.
He like kind of rewrote his own stuff or something.
Well, he
a little
Goofus,
bit.
Brad
Okay,
Chad just
so-
very much.
Spoiler alert,
Sorry, I
Brad
didn't
Chad.
mean to say
We're not
that.
calling. We're not calling Brad Chad.
Redacted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bleep.
All right. So Brad
Brad Chad's
Chad
character.
and Brad Chad and Will are Goofus and Gallant from Highlights
Highlights
magazine. As
You can guess who is
adults.
who.
Yeah, you can
Oh.
probably guess.
What a great gallant.
Yeah.
I know.
But I
Uh,
told Brad Chad this was probably a
A
year
year
or more
ago.
ago when I was just working on the
Mhm.
script, and I was like, I want you to be Goofus in our movie. And he was like, make him bitter. And we would be like
Yeah.
super angry
So,
about
So it's an
How-
older Goofus?
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
yeah, they're both they're
grown-ups,
grown
yeah,
up.
they're
They're
grown-ups.
grown up
So good.
Goofus and Gallant talking about work and
she
Uh,
asks them. The awkward gawker asks them for advice.
yeah.
Oh, I see.
So
They're
so
like the devil
they're the
and
devil
angel on
angel
our
on our
shoulder.
shoulders. So we're gonna green screen them today.
Yeah.
Wow, we're just giving you all.
How
the
do you
secrets.
get dialogue? I mean, when you put, all right, so you're thinking, all right, what would this character do? What are
Yeah.
their motivations? And then that's where you get your dialogue, or
How
you
do
just
get
like,
the dialogue?
this sounds cool.
Uh,
Like-
I guess the first one and then the second one. Like
That was cool for
I was just
Yeah,
shooting in the
no.
dark, dude.
No, like,
I mean, it's truly
it comes from the character. In this case, I had Brad Chad already. I knew he was there. Like
Yeah.
so if I have someone already
Mhm.
cast, I have their voice in my
Yeah.
head, kind of,
Mhm.
and then yeah, I do try to make it funny and whatever. But yeah, the character voice is the easier way to write
Mhm.
dialogue. I feel like if you come up with a character, then they kind of
they will write their own
yeah.
dialogue. It's
I
like with
hate the
Prairie
way
Dog
that
Pete,
people
like,
talk
Yeah.
about
It just
that
happens.
it
way,
just
but it
happens.
is
Like
kind
it's-
of what
you
happens
get in,
for real.
you put, and that's acting. You know, you
Mhm.
put think of yourself as the person on the page.
Yeah.
But if you do put yourself in that character, in that mindset, the words
Yeah.
just come.
That's
Yeah.
like
And
Ben-
he's so good
Okay.
at
I think
that. Like,
that's
Yeah.
the motivations. Like if you are that character, then it's like, what do you want?
yeah,
Yeah.
As the
yeah, that's
character.
exactly
And
it.
it's
Yeah.
like, that makes sense.
Yeah, a
And
lot of writing is
Is-
cheating. Like, because you can either research the shit out of something
Yeah.
and then like that's basically free ideas, and
Yeah.
then you can also if you make up a character, then they kind of like the character can kind of dictate their own story in a lot of ways. Just if you think about what that kind of person would do.
Do you define them before? You got like a list of people and definite, or is it just like, all right, I'm gonna pull this one in my brain?
We can I tell?
Oh yeah,
Can
sure.
I tell what we do?
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, so we come up with characters for stuff, and sometimes if the character is an important enough person within the thing, I will do a tarot card spread for them. So I will do a full Celtic cross spread for them, past, present, future, what their challenges are, what their what their possible outcomes are, and then we kind of build a profile of them from that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's like D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa,
that's pretty sick.
They
really
roll
fun.
for character.
You throw a die in there, I'm game. I'm on, dude. I want to play too.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really
But
fun.
yeah, so there's another cheat. Do the tarot
Just
cards.
do the tarot cards for them.
I
and
like
it's,
that.
it's really fun.
Oh, that sounds
That's
cool.
kind of fun, interesting. Is it's like just fate. You just
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
have to actually decide
Yeah.
anything.
Well, and
Well-
that's with tarot cards, they're just telling a story anyway.
Yeah.
They're just storytelling cards. That's all they are.
And
So
much like actual, I mean, I feel like horoscopes and tarot cards and all that, like it just whatever you see is shaped by whatever you were already thinking,
Yeah.
whatever you were already wanting to do, whatever's already in your brain.
Yeah.
So it's like it always fits with whatever the plot was going to be anyway.
Right.
It's like,
You
okay,
just-
but that's
it
why
just
they're doing this. That's
rounds
why.
it out
Yeah.
a little bit
Yeah.
more and gives a little bit more depth.
Yeah,
I guess.
it helps you see the character more fully.
Yeah. But yeah, they'll get full on birthdays and stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, the characters?
yeah,
Yeah.
just depending on what we're doing. We wrote a pilot once where we definitely had like
Yeah, everyone
birthdays
had a birthday
and-
and like, well, and you wrote histories for everybody on
Mhm.
Awkward Gawker.
I did. That's right. Yeah,
or
There's
not
a lore?
everybody, but
a little
There's
bit.
a lore.
For the characters that I do, like
Yeah.
I wrote everybody up like a character profile just to be like, this is what their childhood was like, and this is blah,
How
blah,
much
blah.
of this is like D&D? Now,
I don't know.
We've
This is
never
a-
played D&D.
can we?
Yeah,
No.
we've never found
be
people
super
cool
fun.
enough we wanted to play
Yeah,
D&D with.
anyone
Oh
that's-
shit, we did it.
Anyone that's ever invited
did
us to play
Play
D&D,
D&D,
we're
we're
like,
like,
oh, how long would we be spending time
Yeah.
At
with you?
your
I don't-
house?
Yeah.
In a dark room?
Yeah, no.
I'll give it 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
legit.
Yeah. Wait, is this
No,
this longer?
I played a few times, but like I have a
Yeah.
hard time getting like into it. I feel
Okay.
like
Yeah.
that's my hard part. It's
Yeah.
like I can't. There's always a little fat guy in all. Like there's a little Nick in all my characters. You know.
Yeah.
And I want to lose myself. I
Yeah.
see it. I see it on you guys
For
whenever you're
sure.
doing it, and I'm like, it must be so nice
It's
to
fun.
get out of your body a little bit.
I
Yeah.
mean, when it actually happens, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is the appeal of like this live sketch show that we
Oh,
were
yeah.
doing by the seat of our pants is like you really there's no time to second guess anything. There's no time to be in your own head.
Yeah.
You're, like
It
you
is.
are
It's live,
remembering your
baby.
script. Like we were trying to, we couldn't even go off book really because of so we had scripts, but I left my script in the
Dressing room.
mushroom at one
Yeah.
point and just had to wing it. And
Yeah.
it's,
But you had read it
you're-
twice, so
Sure,
it was fine.
it was back there. It was back there somewhere, but
You
there
really had
is.
to pull.
Really,
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah.
it's like it's definitely like sports or music or something
Yeah.
in that regard. And
Yeah.
if you're thinking of anything else, you're done.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not.
It's
You're
over.
not gonna be able to do anything without being completely fully present.
Yeah.
How are the tarot cards? Now that you said tarot cards, and I know your act.
Hmm.
Is that present? Like, are tarot cards a big part of your life?
Honestly, not really. Like,
Really?
I love listening to tarot card readings. I will listen to them all day long. And I
I
have.
think that is kind of a big part of your
Okay.
life.
Yeah.
Okay.
All day.
All day
All
long.
day.
Yeah.
I will listen to
Todos
them.
dia.
I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah,
listen
instead
to
of
them.
like music, a lot of times.
when I'm
You'll
cleaning.
listen to tarot
Yeah.
card
I
readings?
will when I'm cleaning.
That's
sometimes.
witchy as hell. I love
But
that.
but I don't like. I have like 5 decks.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't play with them.
Really?
Like, I don't. Like, I'll play with them when I first get them.
Mhm.
Because you gotta, like, charge them, you know.
Yeah,
But, but then, like, I hardly ever pull them out. But that's, like, I guess it's just, like, because I
Yeah.
don't have time to do anything.
Well,
but,
and you tried to
Yeah.
read my tarot cards one time,
Mhm.
and I think you'd been hesitant to do it for this very reason because I am such a like negative person that the thing I was worried about, I just took every tarot
Every
card to be like,
negative
oh, this
meaning
is
you
the
could
worst
take.
possible thing.
A fire today?
Yeah.
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 I mean, there's a card. The Ten of Swords is a person laying on their stomach with like 2 swords in their back and like a bunch of other swords like around them.
How could you take that negatively?
Exactly.
What is wrong with you?
Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
I also got the death card.
death isn't always death. It's just change. Okay.
Yeah. I think what's my theory, which is based on nothing other than pulling it out of my ass, is that they really nerfed the hell out of tarot cards in the past, like, few decades or something, to where it's like, oh, death is like a good thing, and like the hangman, oh yeah, that's a good thing too.
It's just seeing things from a different
the
perspective.
tower where it looks like 9/11's happening in the Middle Ages, like that's also good.
Look, you can either fall out of the tower or you can jump out of it. You just got to be prepared.
It's like in religion when like they took hell out of it whenever they went to Jehovah's Witness. It was like, oh, people used to go to hell. You know? Like, God dang it, dude. You can't make it easy for everybody.
Yeah, I'm not saying
So
it
what
should
do you
be
think?
bad,
You going tomorrow
meaner.
or what? You dying tomorrow?
Maybe. That's always a possibility.
But you have them? But you just don't ever use them?
I do. Yeah, I have them. And I don't
We
use
use them for characters.
I have a gun
and
for the
stuff.
same reason. Just
Yeah.
to, you know. It's just
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I'd be about as useful with a gun, I guess. I don't know. No, I think I'd probably be better at tarot cards than I would be with a gun.
You're definitely better at
I've
tarot
got some
cards.
cool sets.
You know what they mean.
Yeah,
I
that's
do.
what I was saying.
Yeah, I could, like, I can read them. I
Yeah.
can.
You have done that
I
for
have
other
done them,
people.
and I have done them
You
for
did
other
them for me
people.
one time, but I think that's probably not happening
could
again.
do- I know that,
anytime soon.
My Steele Gallery does a lot of like different events and things. That they were telling me a lot on Friday. They had like a little market where they had a tarot card thing there. It's like you could set up there one day. And
I
do a
could.
little
I know.
booth. That'd be fun.
I don't
to
know, and
do
I've
it.
thought about doing my own YouTube of it, but that's like, when do I have time?
Right.
Yeah.
But if you ever, I think that my Steele Gallery might be a good opportunity if you did want to try it out.
That's true.
Do it.
They'd probably let me come over.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to do a reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last reading I had, we had the reading, and then I was with the girl for a year after that. Yeah.
Did she say that you were gonna find an amazingly hot woman or something?
No, so they were friends like of ours,
Uh-huh.
and they were. You remember that?
No.
They were reading our cards, but they knew we liked each other, and they were like, "Oh, looks like you guys. There's a heart thing happening between somebody, maybe in this room."
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is so weird."
So crazy. I'm
It's
just
so
resonating
crazy.
with that so much right now.
And then we're like, "You, me," and that was it.
Sometimes I feel like maybe it could give you permission to do things that you want. You know, you
Sure.
say you do want,
Yeah.
right? And like you're saying, there are already things that are you're
Mhm.
thinking about anyways, and you put something out there that's like, oh, well, maybe I should do that thing that I've always wanted.
Yeah, I mean,
It helps make a narrative out of the
Yeah.
ridiculous chaos
That
that's
is
actually happening.
Yeah. So I don't think that they tell the future.
Right.
I think they could help you wrap your brain around,
Mhm.
like you're saying, like
Right.
a situation that you're
the past and present.
helps you think about things in a different way,
Mhm.
maybe, or reframe things.
Yeah.
It's
So, yeah,
awesome.
that's it. That's why we do that for our characters.
Yeah.
Back to
I
back
do
to
love like the skits you guys do with the giant.
No, the big
cards.
tarot
those are
cards
favorite.
came. I only had one set of tarot cards when we made the big tarot cards, and those have kind of evolved a little bit
Yeah.
as well. But they're fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pick out people in the crowd.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
We're a
pretty sweet.
crowd pleaser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crowd work is like came from just people wanting to talk to us anyway
Yeah.
in the middle of our set.
Because I mean, there's two people on stage.
yeah,
They
that's
think
already
they
a
can already
conversation.
Jump in.
So
Yeah, you guys are very
everybody's-
inviting too. It's like fun and playful.
Well, it is now. It wasn't always that way.
Yeah.
We did get compared to a sad Russian play when we first started performing together.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
That was 13 years, 12,
Yeah.
13
Okay.
years ago
Yeah.
when we very first started.
You've
Yeah.
evolved.
Yeah.
A
A
little,
little bit. A little
Well,
bit.
yeah, it gets there sometimes.
It depends on our mood. Like if we get up on stage and we're in a shit mood, like it is over.
Yeah,
Like it is not gonna be
it's-
fun for anybody.
No one wants to see us having a bad time together on stage.
No, they don't. But,
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else?
Well, I wanted to ask because I just thought of this, but you guys ran the open mic at Sailor in the Dock for
Right.
most of, well, what was
About
that?
8
Almost-
months,
yeah,
I
almost a
think.
year.
Yeah, 8 or 9 months.
But yeah, you guys ran open mics back in LA, right?
Mhm.
So what's that like? Are you? I know it's a lot of work. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was at a lot of the Sailor in the Docks.
Yeah.
And it's like I could see you guys would be. I think it's doing it every week is so
Yeah.
hard.
It
right?
is, and the hard thing about that one was just like the stress of, are people going to come?
Yeah.
Like
That was a
we-
badly scheduled mic,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think.
it's tough.
we were very fortunate in LA to inherit
Mhm.
mics that already
Yeah.
had people that were coming.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like with the one we did at the coffee shop, when we would have 60 people, it was,
They
it
were
was,
already coming.
it wasn't just because of us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we did end up having some people that would come because it was ours.
Sure.
But yeah, and trying to build up a Monday mic in a weird spot that's not really made for comedy.
Well, it was
that's
Tuesdays.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
that's right. It was
Yeah.
Tuesdays.
But still, Monday, Tuesday, it's like
Um,
tough.
Yeah, getting people out.
Getting people out was rough,
Mhm.
and I don't know that it was the right space.
Mm.
I just I jumped into there because it was new, and I was like,
Mhm.
hey, maybe they'll let us do a mic, and then they did.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
it seemed like there needed to be a mic pretty bad at that point
Yeah.
in time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
because
was-
Fairweather
it was-
had kind of shut down.
And
Yeah.
then right
Yeah.
after we started it, there were like five mics
five
on
more that
Tuesday
started
Yeah.
night
immediately
or whatever.
after
We're
ours. We're like, okay.
Everyone
right.
had the same
Yeah.
thought at the same
Yeah.
time, I guess.
Parallel thinking, it
But
happens.
it's cool because like I just remember like or this last night you guys had what's his name from Monty.
Oh,
Yeah.
Noah
Yeah.
Petrie.
Yeah, Noah.
Mhm.
Yeah, like he was there last night, but he was at that mic every week, and it's like so you build this
Yeah.
community at those things that like
Yeah.
those people still show up and see you guys
Yeah.
shows and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah, Monty is very
Mhm.
supportive of us, and we get to go see them
Yeah.
sometimes too.
They're
so it's
great.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
never
they're
actually seen
great.
that band.
Oh,
I've seen
they're
them
awesome.
play a lot.
Oh, the band, the whole.
The
I mean,
band
yeah.
is
Noah's
so
great as
good.
well. Of course,
Yeah, I mean
obviously,
Noah's
but
great and
Yeah.
his solo stuff's
Yeah.
great, but the band
The
is
band
like
is really
I've
cool.
heard
Very
the name for years.
different.
I mean, they've been around for a while, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
At least a couple years or more. I don't know.
they do like I imagine they would be mad at being called post rock, but
Yeah.
they do a lot of like very high level
Mhm.
rock electronic
Yeah.
stuff that's got a lot of progressive elements and stuff in it
Mhm.
that's really cool. I mean, Noah's stuff is great and he's a great songwriter
God,
and his
yeah.
solo stuff
Mhm.
is but it's very different.
Mhm.
But
to
yeah,
the band,
Yeah.
right,
I think
yeah.
that's the whole
Point of a mic
Like,
is
yeah.
to build that community.
well,
and-
yeah, that's why we do a lot of this stuff
Mhm.
ultimately, since we realize we're not going to make money off of
Yeah.
it, is just because
No.
that's where our friend group comes
Mhm.
from.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's how we meet people. That's how we meet cool people that are doing creative
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I think. It's
Then you
like
put them in a movie.
Exactly.
You get to meet the people. For me, it's like I've always struggled to meet creative people that were motivated to actually do stuff. Like you hang out at the bars for years and you talk to people. Oh, we should start a band, you know,
Yeah.
and then it's like, well, that's never actually happened.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's
Mm.
like meeting those people that are actually motivated to show up at mics and
Mhm.
actually are really willing to put what it takes to do creative things
Yeah.
is cool and been amazing for me. Except you guys, I met you guys pre-pandemic. I think
Yeah.
it
Sure.
was like
Mhm.
2018.
Yeah,
maybe.
very early to
Yeah,
us moving into
And like,
town.
and I remember meeting you guys, and I remember because you guys worked on that film with a couple of my other friends that I haven't talked to in a while, but Pim Pam.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like
Yes.
that was, and I remember seeing, and I was like, "Oh my god, these are filmmakers! I want to be around these people." You know? And so since I met you guys, I was like, It's like I need to work with you guys on a film one day, and it's like
Oh,
now we
yeah,
are.
you
now
are.
we
Yeah.
are.
And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
Just
and
speak it
yeah.
into
Yeah.
existence. It'll happen.
But yeah, it's like meeting you guys and meeting a lot of tons of like Will and all those guys that are like super dedicated to actually create stuff has been
Yeah.
super cool to find. I think
Yeah.
in this state even, so I think I wanted to leave for a long time. I was like, Oklahoma sucks. There's no way you're creative here, but I was wrong. You know, they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
We're around.
Yeah. I mean, the people that we know here that are good, like I would put them against anyone that we
Yeah.
knew in LA
Yeah,
as far as talent
absolutely.
level and
For sure.
dedication to their craft and
mhm.
all of that. Like I couldn't, if you gave me free reign to cast people from the people we knew in LA as well
Mhm.
as the people here, it's like I'd still have
Probably.
Brad Chad playing Goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will would
Right.
still be gallant.
Yeah,
So, you
like,
know.
Jesse would be Beaver Dome.
Yeah,
Like, there's
yeah.
just-
There's just, I mean,
the people here are as good as anywhere. As
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
that's what I
and
like
they
about
just have less of a support system.
Yeah.
But that's why I like having the internet now. I mean, that opens up the door, like we were talking about earlier, the accessibility of being able to do this kind of stuff. You don't have to be in LA to make a movie.
No.
no, you
No.
You can
don't.
do it anywhere.
Yeah, you can absolutely do it anywhere.
Yeah. You can do unlicensed remake and
Yeah.
make some
Yeah,
movies.
you
And,
totally
Well,
can.
Here's the thing. After that came out,
Yes.
what came out?
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
They
isn't
were
that
like, "Oh
weird?
shit,
Yeah.
we gotta, we gotta show them what they did wrong."
Somebody's gotta
I
get
still
these
haven't
people.
watched it.
Yeah,
I
we
still haven't watched it.
The whole
Original.
movie? Yeah.
The original, I still haven't rewatched the
Yeah,
original. I
since
still
Yeah.
haven't.
that
Jeremy
shit.
rewatched ours the other day.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all's is better.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, for
I,
sure.
I think so too, but I haven't really seen
Yeah.
the first one. So
So you guys producing shows? Are you gonna try to open another mic or?
I didn't tell Jeremy this. It crossed my mind.
Uh-oh.
Did cross my mind last night that we should probably have a mic going at some point, but I've got to finish this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I got to finish this
Maybe
movie
after.
and maybe after, but we'll kind of see how things go.
Yeah.
Especially after the holidays, I imagine.
Right.
Yeah,
Be
well,
for
I
perfect.
think
sure.
we basically have to get this movie done by the end of the year to
Yeah.
be able
it
to
to enter
submit
it
it.
into Dead
Yeah.
Center, which
So
is
that's-
our goal.
Oh,
So
cool.
Has to be the priority.
that's gonna
right
be our
now.
main thing
does that
till
do?
next year.
If I could get in a festival, I mean, that would just be cool.
Yeah, that would be
like,
cool.
that's
Yeah,
it for
we
me.
get
Like,
to meet more people
get
that
to
make
meet more
movies
people,
is our
and,
main
I
goal
mean,
with that. I think.
it's
Mhm.
just the next step,
Yeah.
I guess, in the filmmaker
Mm-hmm.
process.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd just be cool to be in a festival.
Yeah, that would be cool.
and
Well, they're Oscar eligible, so maybe
Yeah.
Oscar for best short. You
Yeah,
know?
you
That's
never
all
know.
we're trying
You
to
never
do.
know
You know?
what you could get, but mostly
awesome.
just to say, like, I have this original short film that I
Mhm.
can enter and
Yeah.
go, say, hey, this is a thing we did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe we meet somebody that knows how to operate a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Do you know how to use the round thing?
The round thing? Yeah.
You know how
do
to- you know what I'm
the
talking about?
twisty, the twisty
The
guy?
twisty ring?
Yeah.
That's it.
The big guy?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
The
god.
one that makes it from blurry to not,
not
blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you make
You
it
know,
not blurry?
Yeah.
Anti-blur. You know anti-blur?
Yeah.
You got that anti-blur?
Yeah.
You got
You
that
got that.
anti-blur?
Yeah.
$185 anti-blur?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got that right.
Yeah.
No, that's beautiful. I love that so much.
No,
I got a
okay.
beat on a place that's looking for somebody to run a mic too.
Oh.
So if
Okay.
you guys want,
Where's it at?
I'm not saying.
Well, let's
Oh,
talk
we
Yeah.
can't put
after.
it.
Yeah, we
we'll
don't
say it
wanna-
off the record.
We don't,
Yeah.
make the moves.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
let
You
people
don't.
know.
You don't
Yeah,
want to
you
be.
don't.
You don't want to be on blast as the kind of place that wants to have an open mic.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
like,
come on, dude.
that's embarrassing.
I mean, it's surprising.
Yeah, that's like
you know?
reading
Yeah.
a casual encounter ad that you
Yeah,
wrote.
it's very
on
campy.
there. Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
very campy.
Campy.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spelled with a K.
That
Uh oh.
helps.
I mean, how
That
many?
doesn't help me.
Yeah. I don't know.
Camps?
That does.
Oh.
Is that a barbecue place?
No.
Oh.
You know camps? Yeah, camps off
Yeah.
of Classen.
No, I don't know that. I guess.
Oh, it used to be like
I mean, it's still around. It's never gone anywhere. But like, they used to actually book bands and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
we played on the stage a long
yeah.
time ago.
They have a nice stage. I mean, I haven't been in there in
Yeah.
over
That
10
was the
years.
cat competition. You remember that?
We
Whoa,
played there.
Yeah,
a
it was
cat
fun.
competition.
Yeah, it was us playing and a bunch of cats fighting. It was
Battle of the Bands. type
yeah.
thing.
Actual cats?
No, the
No.
radio
Oh.
station.
it was the radio station.
I was like, what are you talking about? I had no idea what was happening.
We were just having a
Okay.
moment over here. Sorry.
Aw, you guys are. I get it. I understand. When you're with somebody for a really long time.
Mhm.
Does it
It's true.
show? Does it show?
It does.
Does it?
Just a little
Okay.
Yeah.
bit.
Hold my hand.
I bet you two have held hands before. You guys are that close. Are you? Are you that close?
No.
Not really a hand.
No.
No.
You never held his
Top
hair?
to tail.
I mean, this is probably a result of toxic masculinity, but I do not think that straight men hold
Yeah.
hands with one another.
Never even in their
Mostly.
darkest moments.
There's some.
They will hug.
I'll
in
hold
their
Will
darkest-
Davis's hand.
Well,
No, wait.
Well-
I'll take that back. I'll let him hold mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, I've hugged men,
man is
Of
gay.
course,
obviously,
yes.
but like
Yes.
just being like, "Hey, can we hold hands?"
Well,
it's not something I, would
didn't
think
it
of.
was like, hey, just any time. It was
Yeah.
like, hey,
Certain if you're scared.
my
Yeah.
my mother is on the brink of death, and
Sure.
my girlfriend just kicked me in the balls, and
Yeah.
my dog is puking on me, and I'm sad. Like,
I mean,
In that equation,
yeah.
Yeah.
I want him to hold my
Yeah,
balls.
that-
That's not.
all right.
because I am in pain.
Maybe hold the dog away from me while it's vomiting.
How did I
on
get
my
hit in the
swollen
balls?
Yeah.
Please read this tarot reading. Like, no, we haven't. We'll explore it, but I don't think it's not. It's just not there for us. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like maybe maybe it'll
men are
evolve.
Men are
It'll
different.
get,
Men are different.
you know.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
60s might
it'd
be
be
different.
great.
Yeah.
It'd be.
Yeah.
I guess that's the thing in other countries for sure. That
Oh yeah.
men
Yeah.
walk down the street holding hands just because they're friends.
We hold emotional hands.
Sure.
See, okay.
Yeah,
we're here for each other.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, I've been to his
Exactly.
house to save myself from the cops plenty of times.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
It'd
I
be-
mean,
it's
would it
good
be
that you have
better if we were all like that and could
Yeah.
do that? Yes,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
is not. I don't think typical.
I think my hands too clammy. You know,
Yeah.
I just think
Especially talking about it's making your hands all clammy.
It feels that
I'm
way.
very
Yeah.
scared right now. I can see it.
can you?
Spread it in the throat.
Yeah.
That paranoia sets in a little later now. It's
Oh,
weird.
that's
Okay. So we got shows. Any shows? Any cool things other than super cool movie coming out?
I
Yeah.
mean, I think that is our only
Yeah,
thing right now.
That would be
honestly.
the coolest thing
We're
if
go-
we get this movie done. When we get this movie
When
done.
we get this movie done, we're gonna
Yeah.
go see some cool bands.
Yeah.
But that's
yeah,
not.
we are
that's
going
not-
to see Guar in
Oh,
November
Whoa.
in
Guar.
Dallas.
The ultimate props.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
There's some inspiration. You'll see us do some
Mhm.
real weird shit
Yeah.
after that. maybe not Guar weird, but
Not yet.
not
Yeah,
yet.
but when you're older.
When I have the technology, I mean, you know,
Prosthetics and
yeah,
Mm.
and pumps.
Yeah.
And pumps.
Yeah.
You gotta get a 3D printer. or
I
something.
have
Oh, you
one.
do
We
have
do
one.
Yes,
have
we
one.
were
Yeah,
gifted
that's
a 3D
right, okay.
printer,
Yeah.
but we don't have time to
Yeah.
use it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like,
we haven't gotten to play with it that much.
We played around with it a little bit, but then like enough to make Martin Duprass keychains
Yeah.
that break. It's fine. We're learning.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, they're not ready for mass
mass
Yeah.
production,
Yeah.
not yet. But yeah,
Yeah.
I thought I would use it to make all kinds of different stuff,
Mhm.
but it's kind of like I have a Cricut. I don't know if y'all know what a
Yeah.
Cricut
yeah.
is as a die
Yeah.
cutter and I thought I would use that more, and I do,
Mhm.
and I did for the prop show or
Yeah,
for
we
the
use that.
sketch show and stuff. But I find a lot of times, like when I want to make something, that stuff is too slow. Like
oh.
going in and
Mm.
designing it on the
Yeah.
computer, waiting for the computer to do the things,
Mhm.
that takes too long. Let me just
Yeah.
make it
cut
and
it
make a
at
wrong one and make it better again the next time, and it takes such less time,
Yeah.
and
Get
it's fine.
scissors and construction paper. That's
Uh-huh.
all you need.
I have a roll of poster paper that I
Yeah.
just make my patterns on, like
Yeah.
that I just use, and it's just like
And
if
that's
that doesn't
good.
work,
I think
then
that gives it more of a touch too. 'Cause it's like obviously computers can do a lot, but it's also
Yeah.
a computer like it's sterile type
perfect.
of you know.
Yeah.
It's,
it's
but when you do anything with your hands, it's very
you get the fingerprints on
yeah,
it.
you
Yeah.
get the,
And- Mm-hmm.
more real feeling.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
the tactile
Yeah,
feel to it.
very
which
much so.
Is our
Very much. Yeah,
what
we're
we
very
like.
tactile.
well, we like to make things and we're poor. So it's
Yeah.
always gonna be
Oh,
like
you know.
that's our
Yeah.
I
our
do that.
shtick is
Yeah.
the imperfect like
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we started, and I was gonna say we started with dollar store stuff, but we still go to
Right.
the dollar
Yeah.
store. You know, we
Yeah.
still.
we have not
Yeah.
graduated to anything.
No.
Graduated to the
Well,
Dollar
Hobby.
Tree.
You guys don't do Hobby Lobby. You go to Joann's.
Joanne or Michael's. No, we
Joanne
do
or
not go to
Michael's.
Hobby
Yeah,
Lobby.
smart.
No,
That's good
no.
play. No, Liz is a big fan. She has her own room,
Uh-huh.
and then a lot of times she'll just go in there and there'll be dust flying, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
a thing will come out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you're just like, whoa, this is super cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna put this on the table
Great
next
yeah.
to all the other ones. Like,
Exactly.
But no,
Yeah.
they get gifted or
Yeah.
it's pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
speaking of, well, I was just thinking about art and stuff like that because you guys obviously are doing stuff with Mycelium Gallery
Mhm.
now, and since Nick started doing comedy there and passed it on to you
Yeah.
guys, which is something that
Graciously.
he's
Yeah.
always-
Gracious. You guys are
always-
so good with that.
But yeah, so what's it been like working with them? Have you guys been inspired? I mean, I love going in there because I'm always inspired by something when I
Yeah.
see all the creative stuff that they do.
Yeah, I mean, like
It's
you say,
been a
it's
great
been
partnership
Yeah.
with because our vibes are very
Yeah.
similar
So
in a lot of
similar,
ways.
and-
That,
Mhm.
Elena
Right.
and Barclay are so great, and we've met Guinevere as well.
Mhm.
but yeah,
they've
the
all been
collaborative
so fantastic.
atmosphere,
Yeah,
and
that's the
they
whole
have
thing.
very like a lot of their stuff is very tactile, and
Yeah.
it
Mhm.
has fingerprints all over it.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah.
personal art that is really cool, and
Well-
there's less of a it doesn't feel like a gallery, and that it's like, oh, all these people have agents and are
and went to art
yeah.
school. And I'm not saying
Yeah.
that these people didn't go to art school, but you
Mhm.
can tell that they're not just replicas
Right.
of everything that they were taught. You know,
Mhm.
it feels very personal and very
Self-expression.
self-expressive. Yeah.
Mhm.
And just personally, my experience with mycelium, the first time we went, the
Mhm.
very first time we went, I think was one of those sessions that
Oh
they
yeah,
do
yeah.
where you can just go in and sit.
That time because I usually will go to those, but yeah, you guys. I remember hearing you guys were there. I was like,
Mhm.
what? I should have.
Well,
yeah,
poor Jeremy was on a block on the
Mhm.
Awkward Gawker script.
yeah.
So this was like recent enough
Mm-hmm.
to where it was that.
The
And
past summer.
So
Yeah, it
what
was
was
the
the
past-
session though? What were they doing?
Oh,
They
it
were
was
just-
Armand.
he was just playing music, and then I was coloring, and Jeremy took the laptop, and
Oh,
we just
okay.
sat and he worked
Yeah,
through the block.
just having
And
other people working
Yeah.
on stuff.
Parallel work
was-
is just
yeah.
like and we worked through the block, and just it was such a hard time before, and then we left feeling so
Mhm.
much better.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That
Yeah.
it's like that place is just gonna
Mhm.
hold a special place in my heart forever. For
Those
that.
are so rare. Like
Yeah.
that environment
Yeah.
like that, where you just
Yeah.
come in, cohesively work around
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had never been to anything like that.
Where else
and
can you do that?
I don't know.
No,
I have
you
idea.
think it would be the library, but
You would think.
Yeah.
That is not really a creative
Space.
fostering atmosphere a lot of the time.
Mhm.
It is in the you can like
Read or-
get time.
Yeah.
Well, they have like
Quiet.
maker labs
yeah,
now where
yeah,
you
yeah,
can
We go to
get
Belle Isle
you
Library
can
a
get
lot,
a
and they
3D
have
printer. You can get time on a
They've
3D
sewing
printer. You can
machines
get
and
time on a Cricut.
a
You can
Cricut
use a
and-
sewing machine. So they do try to foster that. But
Yeah.
yeah, the
Maker
environment
space and-
is not like it's not electronic music and
Yeah.
cool
and
lights
mushrooms and
and-
cool,
yeah.
cool
Yeah.
lights.
Well, that's
and
yeah,
chill
and then just
atmosphere.
all the cool art everywhere,
Yeah.
and just yeah,
breathes life into you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
It's inspiration. I mean, we used to. We can't quite do that here, but we used to be able to walk around LA a lot
Yeah.
just to look at stuff.
Yeah.
yeah,
Just to look at things for
yeah. It's
inspiration.
harder to
when you're just
walk
had a
around
block.
here for sure.
So having a space like Mycelium where there is so much art right in front of you from
Mhm.
so many different people, you can just literally transform or transport yourself
Yeah.
space to space.
Yeah, you can just look at a different wall, and there's all these other ideas
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
It's always
perspectives
so much to look at in there. It's like every time I go in there, I mean, it usually is new stuff every time I go in there.
Yeah.
But like, even if there's not, there's going to be something you didn't see before. or
Oh yeah, there's
something.
no way. There's no way you can see
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
it's crammed with art. And
well, and they
creativity.
have a very like their ethos. I think is very similar to ours. It
Mhm.
seems like when we were talking to them about how we were gonna book the show and
Mhm.
how like our philosophy on comedy and all of
Mhm.
that just really jibed, and that was
Yeah,
great.
it's perfect.
Like that's been really cool. To
What
work
is y'all's
with
philosophy on comedy?
Nice comedy for the nice people.
yeah.
them.
I like that.
Like we when we first started, we had some bits that punched down, and that
Sure.
didn't feel good.
Yeah.
And we learned to do comedy 3 minutes at a time.
Mhm.
And so for our 3 minutes, we decided that we were going to help people have a good time
Mhm.
in those 3 minutes. So it's good comedy for the good people, or what did I say? Nice comedy
Nice
for the nice
comedy
people.
for the nice
Nice comedy
people.
for the nice people. We try to, just
Yeah.
make sure people have fun while we're on stage,
Mhm.
because that's why are you going out if you're not trying to have a good time?
Exactly. Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
are not trying to have fun, why are you sitting in front of someone trying to get
Mhm.
them
I
to
mean,
make you laugh?
that is 100% why people buy tickets to comedy shows, is because they think they're going to have fun.
Mhm.
They think they're going to have a good time.
This is gonna be a good.
They're
time.
not
It's a good
going,
time.
oh, I'm going to hear some fucked up
Yeah.
opinions about some stuff
Stuff
that
that makes me
upsets me, and
upset,
I'm
yeah.
going to watch someone talk about being upset and
'Cause it's like you
unload
can-
their trauma
there are
instead of
things
going
you
to a
can go
therapist.
to do
And
that,
And
like,
obviously,
those
but
old
it's not-
tropes.
And
Yeah.
you can talk about trauma. You
Yeah.
can
Sure.
talk about
But it has
Yeah.
to be fun.
things.
right?
yeah,
I
and you
mean-
can, that's some of the best comedy if you can take
Yeah.
people to a dark place and have them laugh at it. But
Mhm.
the last part is very
Yeah.
Very
important.
laugh, yeah.
The laughing part.
The darkness is not what makes comedy great.
Mhm.
It's the part where people laugh at the
At-
Mhm.
yeah.
pain, you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
So,
Is
Like
what
when we-
that's our philosophy anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel the same
Try
way.
to have
Yeah,
fun.
it's really good.
Yeah.
That's why I picked you guys. Like
Yeah,
these, that'd be
yeah.
so perfect.
Yeah.
They're makers. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I love that.
Great.
But yeah, that's why you guys fit so well. I'm so glad to
Yeah.
hear that.
Yeah.
It makes me so
we've
happy.
been having fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
Great
get over
spot.
there and do some electric work for him.
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna add some plugs.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do some
more
nice.
plugs.
Yeah.
For sure.
Can't have enough plugs.
Gonna be more stuff.
Ooh,
Nice.
stuff.
Yeah.
We like stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else? You guys? Did you guys have a good time? Was this good? Did we
Yeah,
do
This
good?
is great.
great.
Yeah,
We're
it's
good? Are we
super
still
fun.
friends?
Super
Is
Yeah.
this
Oh
working?
yeah. We're still friends.
Yeah.
We
Told
should.
you.
I mean, I would legit do D&D.
Yeah,
I'm
that's like
dead
a
serious.
fun
I
thing to
we
do,
don't
right?
know how
For
to do
sure.
it.
They have a
Yeah.
one-off.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Okay.
We need
Like a one-off
DM,
Sunday
Dungeon
night?
Master to
Sure.
help us.
Yeah. At HQ, Game HQ. You ever been there?
Oh yeah.
No.
It's on 89th Street, Southwest 89th. I'll get you
Okay.
there. The
We'll go.
but they have like a one night where they have pre-made characters and stuff, and they'll just do a
Okay.
one night deal just to
Ah.
kind of show you how it is. I was gonna
Yeah,
bring my
okay.
daughter
Yeah.
Okay.
because here's the thing: she's been going to D&D club all year. But the hardest thing about D&D, I think this is the actual game.
Okay.
The actual game is getting 5 people together in the same room
Sure.
to play
Yeah.
D&D.
At
Yeah.
the same time
Because-
every week.
She's been doing it, but they haven't played one game. She's like,
Oh.
we haven't played anything. We made characters, and then
Yeah.
so and so couldn't make it. And it's like we just hang. They just
Yeah.
hang out and be nerdy together.
Sure.
It's
yeah.
it's how movies work too. Like,
Yeah.
That's why they cost so much money. You have to pay people,
people to be there.
sit around for 2 weeks at a time
Yeah.
to film 10 seconds of stuff. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
scheduling
Mhm.
is
It's the
a
hardest thing.
nightmare
Hardest part,
for
yeah.
everything. Yeah.
They say it's the waiting, but no. It's the scheduling. That's the
Mhm.
hardest part.
Mhm.
So what do you recommend? Google Calendar. You got
Oh,
like a
for
planner,
scheduling.
kitty
Oh my god.
trapper keeper.
I
We
send
do have a trapper keeper.
Keeper.
I do.
I send I hate this about myself, but I send emails to my friends with action items
Oh,
in
yeah.
the as you know, I send people Google Calendar invites and
Mhm.
emails with action items that summarize our previous meeting
That's
and
awesome.
But that's
Like,
good.
He's
all
so
the-
organized about it.
that's
He's
so
so
good.
all
good.
the shit that they do at work that I hate. That
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is how you
like,
actually
yeah,
get a
this is-
product
think this
done.
This is
in
why
a
it's
year.
there.
Yeah.
It's why that exists.
Yeah,
because it
but
works.
I couldn't. I thought that I was going to be that person.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be what I did. But I
Mhm.
think because I've had so many jobs that were that,
Mhm.
I'm just like, let me
Mhm.
just make the thing.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
just.
Well, you have too much to do. Like
Yeah.
that's why I would do the cameras. Like
Split the responsibility.
it's more
try,
it's more
yeah.
like she's so good at the other stuff that I have to learn how to do.
Yeah.
Like I have to learn to be the producer and the
Yeah.
cinematographer until someone else that knows how to do it takes
Mhm.
over. Because
If you know how to run a camera,
Yeah.
please tell us.
please, yeah, at least let
What's
me
that
know.
ring?
Yeah.
What's-
At least let me
What
know
is
what
that,
all
dude?
the
What is
little
it?
buttons on the camera are.
We're all here. We've
Yeah.
been here for about an hour and a half. All of
What
us have
is
Google
it?
on our phone, and we have still not looked it up. I thank you guys for. Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Why learn?
Why learn?
Why
No,
learn
you
it?
don't have
No,
to.
you don't have
You're
My
gonna. Somebody's
phone's
gonna
over
tell you
there.
that's the O-ring.
Yeah.
That's the O-ring. You're like, no,
No,
it's
it's
not.
not.
It's the anti-blur.
It's the anti-blur.
Get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes things can be two things.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Always.
Toothbrush, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Shoe cleaner,
Mm.
yeah. Then toothbrush.
I think it only is one or the other.
Yeah, maybe in your house.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
We don't have kids. We don't understand.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah. Until you have kids, until you start getting that earned income
Ah.
credit.
Nope,
Yeah, they
I
won't give us
got
that
that
for-
surgery
Yeah,
to
he got
stop
that
that
fixed.
from happening.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Because
thank
we're
you.
our own kids, obviously.
You
That's
have
our.
kids and
Yeah.
Pete
That's-
and Marcus.
We have
Yeah.
Pete and Marcus.
Yeah.
Yes.
We weren't done being kids, so we
No.
do not have them. Yeah.
Well, where can everybody find you?
Oh, on the internet, or at our house. No, we're the Martin Duprass. TheMartinDuprass. Duprass, like ass. That's us. So we're on Facebook sometimes. We're mostly on Instagram.
Mhm.
That's where like we put
So you see
everything.
the reels.
So you see the reels.
So
Yeah.
you see Lauren in the bathtub.
The
All that
website,
cotton.
too.
What did you do with after you were done?
And
Oh yeah.
I keep That's
Fiberfill.
That's
We just have a
fiberfill.
bag of
I
fiberfill.
it's just a
for
bag
that.
of fiberfill.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like we had that randomly for
Well, and she
other
has
things.
a tube top with fiberfill glued
It's it's a
on
it's,
it.
it's,
That's the level
it's a
cost.
What was
flesh
I thinking?
it's a flesh tone tank top.
Yeah.
That's so good. I would have never thought. I'd have been like, "How are we gonna keep this up here?"
No, it's glued on. It's glued,
Yeah.
and then I do have like a big laundry
And then I
bag
dump
full.
a laundry bag
And
full of
then so I
fiberfill
like gather
on
it
her.
around me. But those are bubbles as bubbles, so we're never gonna throw those away.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just had that. We had that. That's the thing. You do prop comedy long enough,
Yeah.
you just have shit.
Just have shit.
You just have stuff. And like for this show that we just did last night, I just basically had to buy cardstock. Like I had so much of the other
What
stuff.
does your house look like?
Oh, it's a disaster
Oh
right
my
now.
god!
Is it
it's
just
it's similar to
stuff
this house
insane right
because
now.
It's
when you guys came in here, I was like, I think this is probably the first time you guys have seen my living room as a living room.
I think so.
That is probably
I
true.
think you're
I don't
right.
think I've ever
Yeah.
seen y'all's living room
Yeah.
as a living room.
I've seen
Maybe-
this
I don't
house
know that
full
you
of
have.
people with a
Yeah.
band in it. I've
Uh-huh.
seen it. I've seen your
That's my
living room
favorite.
as a photography
Yeah.
studio. And
Yeah.
I've seen it as a podcasting
But
studio.
yeah, we have a tiny house
Yeah.
and we just play slidey
But
puzzle
that's-
anytime we need to
Yeah.
use the
It'll
living
be a
room.
green screen room or
or
right
whatever.
now it's just
It's-
looks like
God, it's a
a storage
disaster.
unit exploded because
we just
had
brought
a
all the
sketch
stuff in
show.
from
Yeah.
Schmancy Pants.
Yeah, and then we went to a Halloween party after the sketch show, so everything's just on the floor. right
Everything's
now.
crazy right now.
But-
But you know, it much like Liz's room, I'm sure it can just like explode.
Yeah.
then
Everything is everywhere,
Just
and then
props
Yeah.
from
you just
Part of the
eventually
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
it back together.
part of the making is cleaning up after,
Mhm.
but it's always until the next project.
yeah.
So
Before you
you
do it.
start cleaning and then you get to do a project. So
Sure.
it's like a
Ah,
reward.
Yes,
Mm.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So
That didn't sound. You didn't.
no, I mean you.
I'm just kidding.
I feel like I never stop
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
a thing. And
It's
it's
just a
never.
rotation.
My house is
Yeah,
never clean.
That's
Yeah.
as long as you come up with a new creative project, you don't
You
have
don't
to clean
have
your
to
house,
clean
which
anything.
may be the heart of what we're doing here. It's just avoiding
we just
cleaning our
we have
house.
like a corner. Yeah.
Since you were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
yeah. Like now I got too much stuff to do. I can't do the dishes right now.
Yeah. I'll make a movie instead of doing the dishes.
Yeah. It's gonna be in Fallout. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic,
Feel it.
yeah. No, we actually got to clean and get set for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Oh yeah, we're filming there tonight.
We are filming there
Yeah,
tonight
get
on the
ready.
green screen. So
Well, thanks for coming by.
Yeah,
we really
thank you for
appreciate it.
having us. We had
Yeah,
so much
and being so
fun.
awesome.
hey,
Great people.
thank you,
Great
thank y'all
makers.
for being awesome.
Thanks for
I can't believe-
covering the scene
Yeah.
in a cool way.
Yes.
Like, there's not enough of that.
Mhm.
So
There's not. Y'all have been doing such an amazing job for so long.
Yeah,
How long
you've
have you been doing
stayed
this
at
now?
it
Over a year now.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
over a year.
yeah, that's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
So where do you guys see this going?
Holding hands.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah. This is just a long foreplay.
Just
to-
do it,
Ah,
David.
sweet hold
Just
hands.
do
Let's
it.
hold
Hand-holding
his
session.
No, honestly, I don't know where it'll go. I mean, I think as long as we keep doing it,
Hmm.
that's what I want to. Just don't stop. It'll
Yeah.
become something. I mean,
It already is
and
something.
I mean,
Yeah.
as far as like, I want it to be my job. Is
Oh,
what I
yeah.
really
Sure.
want.
That's
You
the
know, I want to
dream.
be able to only do this, but maybe we'll get there eventually. Because I mean, I don't know that we're too far. I mean, we've talked about trying to get on that sponsorship and trying to figure that part of it out and try to make some money that way, but I think we'll get there, slowly but surely. We continually growing, so we're like up to 106 subscribers
Nice.
now.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
it's like that number is slowly going up, and so
Yeah.
that's been from the start. It was always like we just have to do this every week,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
if we don't
consistency.
stop, it will
Yeah.
continue to grow, and that's still that's been proven to be true. So
Yeah.
It's getting hard to make all these profiles to like the
Sure,
same page.
sure.
But...
Do you have your kids make a bunch?
Huh?
You have your kids make a bunch of
Yeah.
profiles.
As long as they don't start doing social security numbers, we should be good.
Yeah.
Like, you can make as many as you want. But no, no, it's been really good. My plan is to try to get good at comedy, and
Sure.
then see if we can invite some people from the club at some time.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
Get a little bit
cool.
of notoriety.
Some big
Yeah.
acts
Yeah.
go through for
Or
sure.
guilt.
Sure.
I'm super good at guilt.
Guilt is good. Guilt is a very strong tool.
Yeah.
Um,
Parents use it on me. It worked really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, that was one of those moments you were talking about at the
Yeah.
open mic.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
good.
You gotta be careful where you tread. Anyway, parents are a thing.
Yeah. They just don't understand.
They just
They
don't
don't,
That's what I say. I
understand.
have been saying that for
Parents.
decades now.
I bet you could probably get some people coming through Bricktown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I bet you could,
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Oh,
even.
just like ask them.
Yeah.
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 Maybe.
Reach out to their
Yeah.
Instagram. They
You
might talk to
just-
you. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might.
Hey, we do a local podcast.
Well, we had to get you first. That was.
Well,
yeah. Now
yeah.
that we
Now
could
that,
just say,
First
now that
things
you
first.
got us.
tell
All
them
the-
that we did perform at Bricktown.
One time.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
time.
Well, once I tell them about Dogma
Yeah.
and how you
tell
brought
them
back Dogma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, they'll be
Yeah.
on board.
Yeah.
They'll
Did
be
you
for
see?
Sure.
We have a few things with 300 views on it.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Puff Our Magic Dragon is in the thousands.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe.
Mostly, 300's about where
Mhm.
a lot of
For
our.
the YouTubes.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, you can get a lot more on
it's hard to
The
get-
reels are easier to get.
Yeah, it's hard to get a ton of people to watch a 40-minute
Right.
short
Yeah.
film that with no one they've ever heard of on YouTube.
Mhm.
I feel like.
How does that bubble up to the surface? You know, how do you
Yeah.
get people to watch that?
Yeah,
Oh, I
man.
don't know.
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
Obviously.
Tripping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just start rickrolling them with our movie.
Oh
I
my
guess.
God.
Just sending it to everybody.
Yeah.
Yes. We should just make a QR code for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Just like
Put it on a sticker.
email.
Put it
every
on somebody's
person.
tip jar.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, email every person we know and be like, "Oh, I can't believe this picture of you I found online."
It's just a video.
Yeah, it's just
The Trojan horse.
yeah,
Yes, that's how we do it.
Yeah,
That's how
And
you
now
get
I'm in your computer.
it.
Well, thanks, guys. We
Yeah,
appreciate you
thank
coming
you.
by.
Thank you. It's
The
really
Martin
fun.
Duprass, with an S? No S. What was it?
Yeah.
Duprass
Martin
like
Duprass
ass.
Like ass, that's what it
Duprass
was.
like ass.
I love that. But appreciate you guys. So like,
Yeah.
subscribe, email. Let us know if you guys want to be on.
Yeah, hit us up. I mean, definitely. Like I was, because Olivia Lycan asked me again last night. She had mentioned it before. I think she was at date night
Mhm.
at Point A last year or something. But she really wants to come on the podcast.
Oh,
we're gonna have
good.
to have her
Yeah,
on, so,
definitely,
That'd be
yeah.
fun.
Oh,
She's
she's
great.
hysterical. Love her.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, but that is something I say to people. It's like there's tons of people that I want to have on, but that doesn't necessarily mean they want to come over. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, but the people that want to come, like, you're gonna be on it.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to get people to actually show up sometimes. It's like,
Sure.
yeah, everybody's busy and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but people that actually want to come here, it's like, just let me know and you could we
Yeah,
can put you
we'll
on
be
the
there.
books.
So let us know, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right.
No, thank you
Bye.
guys. Yeah,
Bye.
thank you guys. Thank everything.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.